Have you ever noticed how some people always get what they want? They never yell, they never fight, but somehow you end up giving in. That's not luck, that's manipulation. And today, I'll show you 5 strategies that manipulators pray you'll never learn, because once you know them, you can't be controlled anymore. Stick around until the end, because the last strategy is the one they fear the most. Manipulation isn't always obvious. It's not just con artists or villains in movies. It's friends, co-workers, even family members. They twist words, they guilt trip, they play the victim. And before you realize it, they've pulled your strings. But here's the good news. Once you understand the game, you can't be played. So let's break down 5 essential strategies to outsmart manipulators in any situation. Manipulators love emotional traps. Guilt, pity, shame, these are their weapons. For example, you say no to a favor, and suddenly it's after everything I've done for you? Or they make you feel like a bad person just for setting a boundary. Imagine a coworker who always asks you to cover for them. The one time you refuse, they pout, sigh, and act like you've ruined their life. That's not friendship, it's control. Here's the trick. Label it. The moment you recognize it as manipulation, the spell breaks. Say to yourself, that's guilt tripping. Once you name it, you stop falling for it. Here's the truth. Manipulators survive on weak boundaries. They hate the word no. But you can say no without guilt and without explanation. Example, they say, "Come on, just this once, you owe me." You reply, "I understand you're upset, but my answer is no." That's it. No arguments, no justifications. Think of it like a broken record. Calmly repeat. The calmer you are, the more powerless they feel. Most people defend themselves by over-explaining. But manipulators love that. The more you talk, the more ammo they have. So try silence. When they say something unfair, just pause. Or use a neutral line like, "That's your opinion." Nothing frustrates a manipulator more than silence, because it forces them to face themselves. It's like arguing with someone who thrives on drama. If you don't give them fuel, their fire burns out. Manipulators try to control the frame of the conversation. If you accept their version of reality, you lose. Example, they say, "You're too sensitive." You say, "Or maybe you crossed the line. What do you think?" See what happened? You didn't argue, you reframed the situation. Answer questions with questions. Calm, curious questions flip the script. Suddenly, they're on the defensive and you're in control. Here's the ultimate weapon: confidence. Manipulation only works if you doubt yourself. If you know your worth, they can't touch you. Here's how. Journal your experiences, spot the patterns, surround yourself with people who build you up. And yes, even affirmations help. Say it with me. I don't need anyone's approval to make decisions. It may sound cheesy, but it rewires your mind. When you know your value, their tricks bounce off you like rubber bullets. Let's recap. 1. Spot emotional traps. 2. Boundaries without guilt. 3. Use silence. 4. Reframe the game. And 5. Build unshakable confidence. Remember, manipulators don't fear your anger. They fear your clarity. Because once you see through their tricks, you become untouchable. If this video gave you value, hit like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs these tools today. And tell me in the comments, which of these strategies are you going to try first? Take your power back and never let a manipulator win again.